Good evening, good night, good morning to everyone. Happy 2024. We are very happy to be here today. The purpose of our call is to give updates about our one ecosystem, which we are all part of. And this meeting has come about because many of our members have been asking for updates and about finding out what's going on with the ecosystem. So with all those questions, it gives us great pleasure that we have the privilege of having one of the international global members and member, as well as the country manager of Vietnam, Mylone, Miss Mylone, with us to give updates.
Yeah.
What we should know is that Ms. Mylone has been with the company since 2015, so she is very fitting to give us all updates at this point in time. So with that, we want to just pass it over because we know time is very important. And we thank you, Mylone, in advance. And we await any questions at the end if you are willing to answer.
I have not visited your country, but I hope to do so in the nearest possible future. As you all know, we have been on this project for 9 years. This would be the 10th year. A lot of people will be asking, this project has been 9 years long and there's still no end in sight. But there's something that we should understand. That is how grand and how magnificent our goal is. Because of that, we need to go step by step. We have to be careful. If we skip or even to skirt by any step, we run the risk of destroying this project. And we're fortunate to be with a project that has been in preparation for a very, very long time. Like for example, our domains, our website domains, they were purchased back in 2003, 2004, but the project wasn't ready until 2014. Our goal is a grand one, that is to become a global mean of payment. 10 years for a project like that isn't long. So we should understand that, and those who do find great comfort in how the project is going. We want to become a global mean of payment, but at the same time, we are not dependent on any party or anyone. We go on our own path and we create our own value. We are creating our own value and we're showing the banks and the institutions that even when they refuse to accept us, we can still do business just fine with the people. A lot of cryptocurrencies have been created with the goal of becoming a global mean of payment, like even Bitcoin is trying to become one, but Bitcoin does not have the legality that we do. But because a lot of other cryptocurrencies wanted to copy what we were doing, they try in 2015 and 16, but then they just couldn't keep up in 2019, and they have all changed direction or drop out of the race entirely. So in 2019, we decided to pause and to take a proper look at what we were doing. We can afford to do that, but not our competitors because they copied what we did. So that's why a lot of our competitors either they just stopped outright or they had to change direction because there was no one for them to copy. And in 2021, our one started to change. The first thing was that we changed our blockchain from 120 billion to 250. A lot of members wondered, why did we not get anything from this upgrade? The members did not understand that if we were to divide the upgraded amount between ourselves, then that's where it will go forever. It will not move anywhere else. It will just stay within the community. There's a Vietnamese proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you need to move with other people. And that's exactly what the company did with the upgraded amount. You will see our business partners in the future. They are there, but you will only know who they are in the suitable time. And in February of 2023, we start deploying from a private blockchain to a public blockchain on the Polygon network. And this is the best, if not the only way to get our one into the world. And because of this deployment to a public network, it's easier to us to access information, and you can see immediately that there are business partners in there that have in total more than 100 billion ones. If you recall the international event, the Vietnamese accounts were the first one to be able to migrate. And once I was there, I immediately saw that there was 100 billion ones already on the public Polygon blockchain. And you could already understand the Vietnamese members were the first to be able to move, yet there was an enormous amount of ones there already. So you can only say that they belong to business partners. They are the same people who now holds more than half of the available amount of ones. And their responsibility is that to help us give more values to the one. It's easier to understand it with this analogy. Your grandfather has a piece of land, he farms on it, he passes it down to your father, he farms on it, and then he passes it down to you, and you continue to farm on it, then it will forever remain just a piece of farmland. So instead of farming on that land, you can give it to business partners or to the government who will build cities, who will build schools, who will build malls in it, and therefore the surrounding land will be more valuable, and no doubt that your land will be valuable as well. And that's the reasoning behind why we have upgraded to 250 billion. But now I hope that you understand this is the best way so that we can bring on more valuable partners and we can have people who will walk with us on this path. If we did not connect with our partners, with any financial institutions, I am sure that we will never be where we are today. Before, when you search for the one online, you did not get any information or search results.
But
You only saw the negativities. But now you can go on to the Polygon blockchain, you can search and you will find that we are present on a lot of big exchanges. More specifically, right now, we are present on 8 out of the 10 biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. Before we joined this network and we talked to people with our faith, but now we have concrete information to show to anyone who's interested. A lot of people have asked me if the one is now listed on exchanges. Those people did not update their information. When a cryptocurrency went public, normally, yes, that would mean they would go on exchanges. But because our goal is to become a global mean of payment, so we have our own path. And also we are a fixed price cryptocurrency. That means that our price doesn't change because of supply and demand or changes that happens in the selling and buying process. Time in a few years, we have released a white paper. This white paper is a guide and a reference and is the rule of the business world that you are to do everything that you list out. Now I can say with confidence that we have achieved more than 95% of the things we said we would do on the white paper. A lot of people have said to me that they didn't care. The only thing they wanted was that the one has some value and they could exchange it into fiat. You are not wrong, but however, you are also not seeing the full picture. We are not aiming to have value at one point or another point in time. We're aiming to be a global mean of payment. If they strictly didn't care about anything at all, then the only thing that the company needed to do was to list the ones on exchanges and allow open trading, and that's it. Their part is done. Of course, even when their responsibility is done, they leave behind something, and in that case, what they would leave behind would be a worthless cryptocurrency. Before, a few days ago, people asked me like who would be interested in holding R1s, and I will answer tomorrow because the people who asked this question are from another country, and I will answer directly to them. But I need you to understand that the goal of the one is to become a mean of payment, not to sell the one to someone else. Because we can convert our ones, not sell our ones in exchange for cash. In September 2023, the company rolled out a conversion pool, and I will give you some information on the conversion pool. When the initial information was released, it stated very clearly that there would be 3 phases. The first phase would be exclusively for merchants who are active within the last 12 months and who meet the criteria that the company set. And this conversion for the merchants who have been doing well and meeting the criteria have been happening. They are converting some of their ones. We need to understand that this is strictly an experience, and for normal members, if they want to get into this first phase, they need to become active members who invite new people onto the network and collaborate with the merchants and helping people use the DealShaker platform. And our network from 2014 or even from the rebranded one, 2021, is all the same. But there's one thing that's undeniable. Those who have made great contribution and helped the project move forward will be favored. It's not proper to question why, like someone who has been a very new member, yet they get to be ahead of you or anyone else. You have hoarded the ones since 2014, and that's all you've been doing. Then more people like you, the more people are like you, the less our project can move forward. The project would never move forward if the majority of the community is like you. We have a presence throughout the globe. This is a basic and very important thing. Dr. Ruja has told me back in 2017 that we are now just the core members. And once we are done developing new people into the network, then our ones will become a currency. Now you can see that we are finishing the last steps, bringing in some more members so that we can become a currency. You can stay put if you want, but that would mean that you will not get as much benefits as those who are working to help the project move forward. A lot of people will say that we actually haven't done much with with what we wanted to do, like we said in the white paper. Some would say we have done a lot. I can say we have done quite a bit, more than 90%. Personally, I think that we are 99% done. If you want to think about it, it's like building a new city. You have the school, you have the mall, you have all the necessary amenities, only that the city isn't open for you yet. And for the information for the conversion pool is said very clearly. When the time comes, you can convert as many ones as you want, and it will be at a fixed price, not affected by supply and demand. So, when the city, when it's done with all the apartments and all the complexes and the malls, and you already have a space in it, reserving it, would you not go there? Would everyone who has reserved some space not go to that city? When the time comes and we're allowed to convert freely, you can even do it in your native currency, or euro or US dollars or any currency you want. You can read again the information from the conversion pool clearly says that 99% of the world's currencies will be carried in the conversion pool. And why 99%? The last market that we have yet to uh, get into is the US, but right now we're in the process of trying to develop the US market with legal permission. Even so, the US dollar is present in our ecosystem. Even when they're not in the ecosystem, the US market is not in the ecosystem, we can still use the US dollar just fine. Before, American citizens were not allowed to even open an account in the ecosystem. Now you can open an account and you can migrate your account onto the public blockchain. I believe that full legalization will come in the near future. The DealShaker e-commerce platform is one of the core tenets of the ecosystem. We are building it to become the best, the most advanced e-commerce platform in the world. We are building our cryptocurrency to be the premier cryptocurrency in the world. We have a fixed price, meaning that the price is set. It cannot be changed unless some authorized company is allowed to do so. And this is unprecedented in the cryptocurrency world. And in the near future, we are going to have a brand new DealShaker platform. Right now, our platform is being upgraded and we're already seeing some parts of this new functionality. You can see that our DealShaker platform can connect to two of the biggest exchanges in the world, BigPay and CoinPay. No e-commerce platform in the world has integrated cryptocurrencies into it, but we are going to do that. We are preparing that and we're just waiting for the right moment to open it. And you can expect more information for the One Forex and One Voyage platforms after the migration has finished. Because we want to become a global, transparent, and fair mean of payment, that's why we must have a detailed report of how many ones are there. And for the ones that haven't migrated or deployed onto the public blockchain, you can still see the ones in your account, but you cannot do anything with it. You cannot trade, you cannot buy, send, or anything. Essentially, they will be worthless. To understand it down to layman terms, so if 200 billion ones migrated and 50 billion did not, we will report that for the 50 billion is inactive and they're considered without value for all intents and purposes, zero. So in the final report, the detail will be that we have 200 billion ones only. For me, our ones are now safe with no risk. The only risks left are to those people who do not migrate or deploy their accounts. A lot of people told me that if the company did not allow them to use their ones after the migration is done and they did not migrate, they will sue the company. I want to say, how can you do that? They have made before anything happened, they have made things very clear for a very long time, and they have the rules, the terms and conditions that we all agreed to when we joined. So when you violate that, how do you expect to sue them? Like we are seeing this happening right now with a lot of the big packs when a lot of people pull money together to buy them. Before, the company did not charge anything to move the ones around. Nobody moved them to the proper people. They charge 30 euros for you to be able to transfer any amount once you want. Nobody moved. When they started charging 60 euro, people say that's too expensive, and so they didn't. And when the company released the new gas system, they considered that too expensive. And now gas has become more expensive. People just don't move. So if only people were willing to move when things were cheaper, they would not be in this situation today. And that's their fault for not listening to what the company has to say. Company is at the helm, so they don't care if you keep up with them or not. They move one step, you move with them, but if you don't, they move another step, and now you're behind. Our duty is to keep up with them. We should not fight or go against what the company said because they simply didn't care and they will do what is necessary and what is legal. If we don't follow or listen to them, we are the only ones that will lose. I wondered before when a lot of the leaders left, why didn't the company seem afraid or even bother? But now I understand it's simply because they don't care. Without leaders or with leaders, they will go to the finish line on their own. Vietnam used to have dozens of black blue diamonds, but I am one of the last few who are still with the network to this day. The company is still doing well because if you don't want to join them, you don't want to help them, then somebody else will. The company is still doing well, is still developing without you regardless, because in essence, we are working for our own wealth. Now you can see that we have linked to 3 different cryptocurrency wallets. And I want to pay special attention to the wallet called MetaMask. This wallet was mentioned in the white paper. This MetaMask wallet can help us on both of the paths the one is going on. First path, we already know that is to become a global mean of payment. This path requires some more time so that there can be a solid legal framework from all the necessary countries. You can see in this MetaMask wallet that we already have the function to convert our ones to any fiat currency you want. And the second path is that we are creating our own value similar to what Bitcoin did. I personally prefer this path because we are in charge of our value. We create our own worth and we're not dependent on anyone. And no matter which path we're on, we are 100% legal. The second path was developed in support of the first because in the event that the government does not want to accept or allow us, then similar to Bitcoin, because of our value, our worth, the people in that country, in that region can still do business with us, and the government, by refusing us, they are losing out on tax revenue. This MetaMask wallet can also allow you to hold different cryptocurrencies and convert back and forth between them. And this MetaMask wallet through the Web3 interface allowed us to connect to the Uniswap exchange. And we are moving on both of these parallel paths at the same time. And in combination, both paths give our wants a unique and unchallenged position. No other cryptocurrency has even tried to do one of the two things we're doing, but now we are doing both. There are a lot more information that may appear after we are done with the deployment, the migration. Because we work on a conversion basis and not a buy and sell, because we want to be transparent and we want to integrate into the global world, we have to make a clear and detailed report on how many ones there are, how many are active, and how many are inactive. So I believe a lot of things will happen after the migration, the deployment is done. And you can get a lot more information if you are willing to go to the global event in March 23rd and 24th in Malaysia. If you want to be able to use your wants to buy the tickets at 100% one, and you want to be able to have a chance at joining the conversion pool earlier, then please do not hesitate to contact Ivan and Michelle here. And if you want to know how to convert your wants into fiat right this very moment, you can contact your upline because we are already doing it. We are converting the ones into fiat on our own, and no one can stop us from doing that. Like right now, I am selling new packages for everyone in the world, for every member in the world who wish to buy, and I am the only one who is selling them. Like if you sell the new 2,400 euro package, the buyer will get 4,000 ones, and you'll be able to convert some of your ones immediately. And on top of all that, you will get the right to purchase 2 tickets to the global event, 2 regular tickets to the global event with 100% ones. And at all times, there will be good packages and there will be bad packages. Pick the one that is the most profitable, most beneficial to both you and the person you're selling to. We develop new members and we help people use the DealShaker platform. That is simply we are being responsible to the money and the assets that we have poured into this project. This is also a means so that you can help your friends, your family, so that they can become wealthy like we will in the future. And last but not least, you will also be helping the project move forward. And so that was my brief rundown on what is the situation right now, what you need to do, and what does our future look like. For more details, I will give you a link with a written article and then all the necessary information. And right now, I can spare another 20 minutes for any questions you may have.
So
Thank
much, Mylon. It is certainly an awesome thing to see and hear exactly what is going on with our company. And we know that you are very busy because we see you on all the Zooms with different countries. So we would like to at least take 1 or 2 questions for you, Mylon. Okay, so one of the persons that wanted to ask was Gordon Stennis out of Suriname. Okay, Gordon, you can ask your question.
I think he has a.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Marlo, for the updates. I actually want to ask 3 questions very quickly. But before I do that, I want to congratulate the company for the registration on a few exchanges. I've checked them, and it's very good to see them public, that the token is publicly listed. But I want to have more clarity with regards to the dynamics of the conversion pool in order to interest or to inform new and existing merchants properly.
Okay, before I can translate, what do you mean by dynamics?
For
Clarity.
example,
How it works. Yeah.
if a mer- yes, if a merchant offers products and services on the Deal Shaker platform,
I'm sorry,
what can
first,
we expect?
hold on, one moment. The first part, something product service on the deal shaker.
So, what is the procedure for the
Okay,
merchant that offers products or services on the Deal Shaker platform? What can we explain to a new merchant or even the existing merchants who maybe because of all the situations were not active for the past months?
okay, got it. Right, go ahead.
So we want to understand how can we explain to them when they receive the wants, what is the next steps for them? How do they participate with the conversion pool? Is there a procedure? Is it
Right,
on demand? We need more
got it.
clear explanation.
I got it. Right, okay, so is that it? That can tell Ms. Malon to start answering?
Okay, can I two more questions? The second one is now we have a centralized wallet. The people who already deployed and all of them that still need to deploy, the wallets are centralized, controlled by the company at this point. So she mentioned MetaMask, which is a decentralized wallet. Is it clear in which part of the roadmap this phase will be practical, that the wallets will be that all the owners of ones will have their ones in the decentralized one MetaMask? That is my second question.
Okay,
And my third question is, she mentioned that 50% of the supply will be owned by the business partners, 50% of the ones, if I understand correctly. Those
yes.
business partners, can we consider them liquidity providers? Is that their role to help the project?
All right, guys, Malon will answer question 2 and 3 first, because they're more relevant to her. Question 3 first. Liquidity, you asked whether those business partners could be considered liquidity providers. The answer is no. That's not what they do. They don't keep our ones for the sake of being like a straight buy or sell. They are simply business partners that they will work with us. Ms. Malon mentioned earlier that we are now on 8 exchanges. Those business partners work with us so that in a way they can help the exchanges operate with the ones, because the eventual goal of this cooperation is that the ones will become an intermediary for cryptocurrency conversion, like meaning that you go from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Now the proper step is that to go from Bitcoin to one to Ethereum. Once we create that stable, let's call it mini system, then the smaller exchanges will follow. That is what our business partners do, not holding the ones for the sake of providing liquidity. You can see that the company is doing a lot of testing and trading, and not like the normal big volume trading, but more seeing and understanding how things works best. This level of cooperation is, let's call it, unprecedented for other cryptocurrencies and exchanges. As for who those business partners are, like Ms. Malone said before, she doesn't know, and even if she did, she cannot disclose them right now. As for when and how, like, our members can move their ones to MetaMask, I can only say that I don't know myself 100%, but I can say with certainty that we will know more after the global event. Maybe we will know at the international event when we will be allowed to do the things that we want freely. And now Ms. Malone would like to answer the first question regarding the conversion pool. First things first is that while the conversion pool works, is there, is working. A lot of people have converted some of their ones. Right now, the process is still strictly manual and is more as a demonstration purpose. It's manual so that first thing first, if you wanted to register to want to convert, you don't just find a button and you can send your ones into the pool, but you had to email support manually and ask them that I would like to join the conversion pool. And each month you can do that once. Please take note, this next part is important. If you send your email registration more than 2 times per month, your account will be considered spamming, and it is very likely that every single follow-up registration that comes from your side will be rejected. And the company holds the final right of decision that we get to convert any ones or not. If they see that we meet the criteria, it will be a performance-based thing. If they see that we pass the criteria, then they will convert for us. And like I said, all of this is very, very manual, and even the amount of converted ones, I will be frank with you, it's not that much. And in the future, this will be all be automated. And in accordance to the previous statement, yes, you can send every single, let's call them coin, every single coin you have, and at the right time, you can convert all of them. And if you want to know exactly when you will be able to do all of this and automate it, then I can only tell you that please wait for the upcoming global event. It's only 2 months away.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And last thing, somebody asked like if these criteria were published. Yes, they were. If you follow the company newsletter, if I remember correctly, around September, early August, you will be able to find the criteria.
Mylon, the
Một thứ
brand,
nữa,
One Ecosystem brand, you were speaking of having different products with the One Ecosystem. Could you just elaborate?
again, right now, you all know that we have opened a new headquarters in Vietnam, and I am going back and forth to China to work about One Branded products. More specifically, the things that are working right now in progress already are the phones and the TVs. We will have One Branded smartphones and One Branded TVs, and in the future, I plan to do cars and real estate as well, a lot more.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again,
Rồi, chào
we
mấy
do
chị
this
rất nhiều.
call. Again, we did this call because everyone has been inquiring and asking us about information which we seek for ourselves, and we will just like Mylon just to give us her perspective on all the information. So thank you so much, Mylon. It has been really eye-opening on what is going on with the One Ecosystem.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you
We
bye.
so
hope
much.
we see you soon.
And we
Thank you
hope
for your
many
time.
people come to Malaysia for that event, and it will be spectacular. Thank you so much.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Ok, xong rồi anh ơi, đóng Zoom ạ.